Hey guys, Coach Becca here, and welcome to my 15-minute total body mobility session. All you need is a mat, and we're going to jump right in today. Come on down to the floor with me, and we're going to start with ankle dorsiflexion. Okay, now you can start on your haunches like I was, or you can kind of pop up into a more comfortable kneeling position if you need to. Here's what we're going to be stretching. Just the Achilles tendon there, which I'm pointing to. You're going to use your body weight either in the kneeling position or the fully dropped position. So you can see I'm kind of dropping into that stretch more and more. And you're just going to use your body weight to stretch that Achilles, stretch that ankle in flexion, which just means your ankle is bent. All right. We're just holding this for anywhere between 15 and 30 seconds. Let's try that on the other side. Again, I always like to touch kind of the area I'm stretching, which is the Achilles. You can do this up tall like I was there, or you can drop in a little deeper, just totally depending on where your mobility is for the day or how your body feels, and just find the stretch. Everyone's going to be in a different position here, but really that's the position to set yourself up into, where you feel the stretch. So your position is going to look a little different than mine, and that's just fine. Just tap that Achilles when you need a reminder of what you're trying to stretch. Great job. We're going to work our way up to the knees next. We're going to do what's called a knee car, or controlled articular rotation. Grab just behind the knee so that your foot is off the floor. Rotate your foot so that it's facing outward or away from your midline. Slowly, emphasis on slowly, straighten your leg. Now, rotate your foot inward as if you're drawing a giant teardrop, and pull your foot back to the start position. We're working the knee here, okay? Movement through the knee. Rotate the foot. Again, at the top, rotate the foot and pull down. The idea is to be as controlled as possible. I'll change my angle a little bit so you can see here. Rotate and pull down. Now, my hamstrings are maybe more flexible or less flexible depending on who you are, so your leg might be in a little different position. What I want you to think about is mobilizing your knee and the movements through your knee. So take your time and let's work on that mobility and brain to body connection. Well done. That was 5. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Grab behind the knee, rotate the foot outward, slowly straighten, rotate your foot all the way inward, pull down. You're just drawing a giant teardrop with control, working the mobility through your knee and ankle. You might feel this slightly in your hip, as all 3 joints are very connected. But we're building strength through the knee, rehabbing or prehabbing the knee, preventing injuries, being proactive, and just increasing our resilience in that hinged joint, the knee. All right, well done. We're going to keep our focus on the knee here in one of my favorites. I call these lean backs because that's all you're doing. We're going to start with our feet flat for the first 5 repetitions. You can cross your arms and lean back with a strong core and glutes. Now, if you want to do a little reminder here to keep your torso in check, you can also place your hands on your hips. And again, you're just leaning back with a strong midsection. Try to avoid sticking your rear end out to gain depth. And the further back you can stretch, the better, but listen to your body and go by feel. You don't have to force any excessive movement. You shouldn't feel any pain. You should feel like you're stretching out your quads, your hips, and some of those muscles and tendons that go through the knee. So a nice one for the lower body. Big stretch. Great way to activate your core too. All right, now we're going to flex the ankles. So the ankles and the knees are bent now. Get your toes kind of situated in there. You get a nice little bonus stretch there. And we're going to do the same thing for another 5 repetitions. Just slowly lean back, feeling the stretch now. Perhaps more in the shin box or the calves, maybe in the Achilles, depending on where you're really feeling fatigue or stress or tension. Reminder to keep that core strong, glutes strong, lean and stretch. Just find some spaces there. Try to use your breath as a timer today. Inhale and exhale with your movements. Really nice job. Well done. Let's move up to the hips. All right, we're going to start with our leg extended directly to our side. So I'll show you from a few angles here. So extend one leg directly 90 degrees out from your hip. There's a good side view so you can just kind of see what you're aiming for there. And once you're into that position, we're going to lean back and stretch. So this just is a feel-good stretch that I like to do for my lats and my back and my legs. So we're going to start with a stretch. Take some deep breaths in through your nose and out here. Pop back up onto the hands. And now what you're going to do, I'll give you a little signal here, is you're going to press that foot into the ground like you're making an imprint with the arch of your foot into the floor. So you're just actively pressing. You can't tell that I'm doing it, but I'm pushing into the deck there. Okay, so after a 10-second hold, we're going to lift now and lift that leg up as high as you can without bending your arms or compensating in your torso. Make your hip do the work and your glutes, and you're holding, and you might feel like you're cramping out. There you go, and you can relax. But what we're doing there is just working the hip joint, building strength and mobility through the hip. Okay, let's switch sides and start with the stretch. Don't panic if it felt like the glutes were grabbing at you or if you got what felt like a cramp there. Your hip, your joints, all of your muscles should talk to you. We're communicating with your body here, so it shouldn't be painful, but you should open your ears to your intrinsic self there. All right, so we're on the other side now. We finished the stretch and we're pressing that foot in, digging that arch in to the floor. Press, press, press. Deep breath, strong arms, strong core, and lift. If you need to take a mini break here, you can. This is a tough move, all right? So hang in there, especially if you're a little sore. Take some breaths and relax. Great job. And we're going to move into another hip exercise. So go ahead and stand up here. You might need a chair for this one. This is my imaginary chair I'm going to show you here. All right. So let me show you what we're doing here. Hold on to something if you have some balance struggles. Drive your knee up. Rotate your knee out. Rotate, keeping your knee up. Lift your back foot. So you're rotating through your hip a couple ways and then reset. Let's do it again. Lift, rotate, rotate again, rotate back, and relax. Again, control through the hip. Make your hip do the work. If you feel like you're leaning back and forth, your hip's not doing as much as it should. We want movement through the hip, not your torso. So don't be afraid to hold on if you need to. Here we go. Flex, rotate. Now lift your back foot. Think about lifting your back foot versus dropping your knee to get the movement. That's going to be a better hip rotation. So again, notice how the knee stays up. Now the hip comes up even with the knee if possible, and reset. Take a deep breath. You can always hit pause and rewind if you need to. We're on the other side now. Lift, rotate, rotate back, reset. If there's anything I can emphasize here, it's maximum mobility and breath control. Deep inhales and exhales as you flex and extend and rotate at the hip. Lift, rotate, lift that back foot. Again, focusing on rotating versus compensating. You're looking great out there. I know that you're putting your all into this, and I appreciate that. Well done. Finish strong here. Lift, rotate, drive that back foot up as high as you can. Push. Good. And reset. Excellent job on the hips. All right, we're going to move on to the spine now. So on all fours, we're going to work on the tailbone. So think about your movements originating at the tailbone. Okay? We're going to inhale and rotate our tailbone up towards the sky, arching our back up as much as we can. We're going to exhale and rotate our tailbone the opposite direction, like we're pouring water out the front. We're going to lift our chin, pull the shoulders down. So we're going to extend the spine again, lift, arch like you're giving yourself a big stretch, and the tailbone lifts up like it's filling with water. Then we're going to exhale, scoop the lower back, and dump all that water out towards the front. Keep the shoulders down. And notice how slow we're going, almost vertebrae by vertebrae. Lift that tailbone, rotate that tailbone up, and now rotate that tailbone towards the floor. Tilt all that water out. And the chin is just kind of an inverse movement here. So it's from your pelvis or your tailbone, whichever you prefer to call it, through the spine, through the shoulders, through the chin. Everything's connected here. And you want to move both directions as much as possible. Again, focusing on the spine, not the arms. We don't want to bend and straighten the arms to gain movement. We want to bend and straighten at our spine. Make that spine mobile and move. The spine was made to move, you guys. Just a reminder there. And that's what we're going to do in our next one. We're going to do another spine mobility exercise. So we're going to stay on all fours. We're going to reach one arm through and sit our hips back. And then take that same arm and reach up towards the sky. I'll show you some different angles here. But again, I call that threading the needle. You're going to stretch one arm through the other and then reach towards the sky. Here's maybe a better angle for you. So reach, the front arm, the one not rotating, that's just going to stay firmly planted. You'll get a nice bonus lat stretch on that side. Reach one hand through, rotate towards the sky. Reach towards the back opposite hip, reach to the sky. And it's the middle of the back that we're stretching, your thoracic spine. That's why it's called a T-spine reach. So just try to make the movement big, almost just like you're being dramatic, okay? Just big reach at the bottom, big reach at the top. You want to rotate through that spine. Again, like I said, the spine needs to be able to move. So if you suffer from back pain, chances are something in your spine isn't moving as it should be, or something's not allowing movement where it should, and there's compensation happening. So everyone's a little different. If you are experiencing chronic pain, I invite you to get an assessment on your body, see what joints are lacking mobility and strength. Well done. We're going to move from the spine into the shoulders. We've got 2 more movements to go. Laying on your side in a comfortable position, place your palm up of the top arm. Lift your palm overhead. And once you get to your ear, rotate your palm the opposite direction and reach back like you're reaching into your back pocket. Our goal here, and we're going to come back the same way we came, rotate the palm up. Right at the ear, we're going to rotate back to the same way we started and reset. Okay, again, lift towards the ear. So you're lifting overhead, rotate, and reach back. And the whole point of a car, again, is controlled articular rotation through the shoulder joint. So we're making our shoulder move as much as we can. And I've done these standing on a couple of my videos before against a wall. I've been really into these side lying ones. Just the position, it feels like gravity is just pulling deeper into my shoulder joint and helping me communicate with that shoulder even more deeply. And I really appreciate the variety this movement has to offer. So just going to do 3 really controlled reps. Let's try it on the other side. Again, lay in a comfortable position. The top arm's the one that we're going to stretch. Palm up. Deep breath in. We're going to raise that arm up like we're raising our hand in class. We're going to rotate our palm at the top and just reach into a deep stretch. Feel that shoulder rotating for you. And that's an important job of the hip and the shoulders and the spine. The ability of any joint to rotate safely is going to be huge in preventing injuries. Reach up, rotate back. Just want to increase the integrity and resilience of our joints here. That's the main purpose of doing mobility, and I hope you noticed we worked our way from the top to the bottom. Just one of my favorite things to do, to be in check with myself, almost like a form of meditation there. So, if this feels like a confusing exercise, ask yourself, are you touching base with your shoulder joint? If the answer is yes, you're doing a great job. Well done. Again, reach overhead, rotate, stretching the shoulder, mobilizing that shoulder, rotating through the shoulder, all while breathing smoothly and deeply into the belly. Excellent. All right, and this next one we're only going to do 3 of, because this one is a challenging exercise, but it gets the core and the glutes fired up along with the upper back, so it's a great way to lead into whatever you have planned the rest of the day. Lay flat, interlock the fingers on the lower back. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your core, squeeze your shoulder blades and lift your elbows. Slowly straighten your arms back using your triceps. Slowly, keeping your core and shoulders taut, reach overhead and stretch those arms overhead like Superman. Feet remain on the floor. Rotate the palms back, slowly rotating, palms up now, slowly bend at the elbows, and relax once you interlock the fingers. Take a deep breath, rest, let's try again. Squeeze your butt and core, squeeze your shoulder blades. Slowly straighten your arms using your triceps. Slowly rotate your palms into the overhead position. Big stretch there at the top, reach. Rotate the palms back, slowly until the palms face upwards. Slowly bend at the elbows. Interlock your fingers and reset. Deep breath. The more mobile you are, the higher up you can sneak those fingertips on your back. Squeeze your butt, core, and shoulder blades. Lift the elbows up. Straighten the arms using the triceps. Slowly rotate your palms overhead, reaching, stretching, separating your fingertips from your toes, getting as long as possible. Slowly rotate your palms back, giving those triceps one more squeeze at the back. Interlock those fingers and relax. That's it, guys. You should feel awesome. You should feel awake throughout every joint in your body now. Feel strong. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you again next week for our continued summer series. Enjoy. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you can stay up to date on all my new workouts.